Hello there. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Millie and I'm a calligrapher and graphic designer. I own a business called Bling Lettering and I'm here to bring you some stuff about pens. So quite a few months ago, like a few months before Christmas I think, Cult Pens kindly sent me a set of these to try out. They're called the Sailor Shikiori. Not sure if I'm saying that right. Why do pens always have really hard names to say? But yeah, basically Cult Pens sent me these. So they are kindly gifted, so just want to make that clear. They haven't asked me to make this video though. I just thought I'd make it because I've had these lying around for quite a while and I'm gonna admit, I don't think I've actually used them yet. I think I might have used them once. So I wanted to do a kind of unboxing and review of what these pens are like. So as you can see on the front, these are a twin tip pen. So at one end there is a brush and then at the other end there is a fine nib. These are made in Japan, which is why there is Japanese writing on the front. And then on the back, it's got all of the colours, which is really cool. However, you'll notice that all of the colours are quite unusual. So they're basically all in Japanese. They have given the, what's the word I'm thinking of? Phonetic way of saying all of these colours, but quite honestly, I think I'm probably gonna be awful at saying all of those. But I think they'll be quite fun to letter, so I am gonna letter each colour for you guys so you can see what they look like and you know what they're called. As you can see, there's a really lovely range of colours. So we've got some brighter colours over here, and then some more muted neutral tones as well. I've just seen on the Cult Pen website, these colours perfectly match the bottled Shikiori inks and the set contains one of each. And then they have actually given the English versions of all the colours. So there's light green, dark green, royal blue, rose, pink, brown, khaki, blue, lilac, dark red, orange, burgundy, navy, petrol. Which one's petrol? Okay. So that one there, the Yonaga, is petrol apparently. Teal, red, purple, dark teal, light blue and green. I think you can only get these as a set. I don't think you can buy the pens individually. This set costs £40 I think, which sounds quite pricey at first, but actually you get 20 pens in this pack. Ooh. So that's £2 per pen, which isn't too bad. But obviously I understand that that's quite a lot of money if you've never used them before. So let's give it a go and see what they're like and see if they're good to use. I imagine they will be quite good because most Japanese brush pens are amazing. I did go to Japan a couple of years ago and was lucky enough to have a very patient husband who was happy for me to go into every single pen shop I saw. And yeah, it just kind of grew my love for pens even more. So I imagine these will be quite good because they are Japanese, they're made in Japan, but I'm excited to give them a go properly, see what the colours are like and how they write. So I'm going to be testing out these pens all on this radio dot pad just because it's super smooth and I know it won't fray the pens. Let's start off with just trying out the brush end and the fine tip pen and seeing what they're like. And then after that, I'll do a little swatch test of all the colours for you. I'm going to pick this colour because it's one of my favourite colours. So just looking at the actual pen before we dive into trying it out, it says brush at one end and fine at the other, which is super helpful if you want to remember which end is which. And then it's got the colour of the pen here and in here, which when you take the lid off, it's got it all there too. So that's a nice way. It means that if I store it upright or flat like that, I'll be able to see what colour it is easily. On the back there is a sticker which also has the colour as a little swatch here. And then I think this Japanese writing is the colour. Let's just have a little look. Yeah, so I think it's matching this Japanese writing here. So that writing and that writing. Let's just double check with another colour just to see I've got that right. Yeah, so that looks like it's matching that one there. So these two kanji characters, I think that's the right term for it, are matching these two here. So I hopefully will be able to know which pen is which quite easily just from keeping this box to the side. Therefore, I don't think I'll get rid of this box. I think I'll keep these pens stored in this box. And then at one end, it's got this like relatively big brush tip, which I really like. And at this end, it's got like a super fine tip, which I'm really intrigued by. So let's give the brush end a go first. Okay, so it actually feels quite stiff. So it's nice and easy to do those thin upstrokes. And I'm having to press relatively hard for the downstrokes. So really, I really like brush pens that are bigger, but the nib is a little bit stiffer, just because it's so much easier to use. So this feels really nice. I really love the colour as well, it's super pigmented. Okay, let's give this tip a go. Let's do some block letters. That feels super smooth to write with. I like how it almost just feels like a normal pen because the nib is so small. So I really like the contrast between this quite big, thicker writing and the much thinner bullet tip. That's a really lovely contrast, especially compared to some other double-ended pens I have, where the nib that isn't flexible is a little bit thicker. So yeah, that's really nice and super smooth to write with as well. Before I jump into doing some swatches for you guys, I want to see what they're like blending. I'm pretty sure these are water-based, so I hope that I don't ruin the pen by doing it. I'm going to double check first. So I just had a little look on Cotpen's website and they said the ink type is liquid ink. So I'm a little bit worried this might ruin the pens. We'll give it a go with two pens that are similar in colour, so if it does go wrong, it hopefully won't ruin the pen completely. So I'm just going to take the dark one and colour in the nib of the lighter one. And let's see what that looks like. I think it's picked up the colour a little bit. But I wonder if, because the ink type is not quite designed to do this, or it might just be a case that these colours are way too similar. Let's give it a go with darker blue and just see what happens. Okay, so that's definitely blending more. I think I might have just picked two colours that were very similar to each other. So that one did blend a bit nicer, so that was the much darker one. So yeah, they did blend much nicer together. I think you just need a super dark colour and a much lighter colour. However, they feel so good to write with. I love that you can do a really easy contrast between the thin and thick lines. And the thin seems really easy to control. It doesn't feel too wobbly because the nib is quite stiff. I really like that. That feels so nice. These might be becoming my new favourite bigger pens. They're really nice. Okay, so let's do a swatch test so we can see what all the colours look like. What I'll do is do a little scribble of what the colour is and then I'll write the name next to it as well. I'm going to write it in this format here, which is the phonetic format for Japanese. So if you do get your hands on these pens and you have the same box as me, then you'll be able to see which colours I'm talking about really easily. Whoa, okay, so I've just got the orange one. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so this orange one is super, wait, hang on a sec. Can you see that better? So the orange one's really bubbly for some reason, and I have no idea. Hopefully it still works fine. That's so strange. I wonder if like something happened in transit. How weird. I wonder what the other end looks like. So yeah, that's gone like a bit bubbly too. I wonder if like the inks just reacted badly with travelling. Hopefully it still works fine. Let's have a little look. So that's all the colours. I did spell one wrong, so we'll ignore that little error there. I actually love all of these colours. It's quite an unusual colour palette for a pack of pens. Like there's quite a few main colours that are missing in here. So there's no black and there's no yellow, which is quite unusual. And then where we do have like greens and blues, they're really lovely shades of them. I also absolutely love this whole colour palette here where you've got your like pinks and your dusky purples. I do feel like these two colours are pretty similar. This one's perhaps a little bit darker than this one. So yeah, there's quite a big similarity in that one. And then the reds are all quite similar too, but I love this deep dark, it's kind of like a burgundy colour. That's absolutely beautiful. I think this is still my favourite colour. I absolutely love it so much. I feel like all of these colours are quite muted and kind of earthy in a way, especially this palette of the green and the browns. I also love this really dark colour blue as well. It's so nice. As I said at the beginning, there was a bit of a weird thing going on with that orange. I think maybe the ink has just like dried up or something's happened to it in transport, but I definitely wouldn't see that as an issue with the pens. They all feel so good quality and really lovely to write. It might just have been an issue with how I've stored the pens, and perhaps they need to be stored flat, which I haven't been doing. I have been storing it upright, especially since I've moved. So it's probably a best idea to keep them flat as just in case. I do just really love this colour palette. I think it's so unusual compared to a lot of pens out there that tend to go for like a really bright colour palette that's like your really bog standard colours. And I think this makes these pens really stand out from a lot of the other pens that I've used. Like I've said already, I really love the stiffness of the brush too. And that felt really durable. Even when I was doing these thick scribbles, it felt like it was bouncing back and it was quite stiff. Stiff nibs are perfect for beginners, so I think these would be quite fun to have a little play with, especially if you're quite new to calligraphy and you want to explore some more unusual colours. I absolutely love this kind of purple colour too. In fact, I love all three of these colours. They just look really lovely together and they are a little bit more unusual. I do really love the whole authentic side of these being Japanese pens. Quite a lot of the pens that I do have are Japanese pens already, but they've obviously translated them to be English. But I love that this has kept to the Japanese tradition, so it's got all the colours in the Japanese phonetic alphabet, which I absolutely love, and the fact that it's still got the Japanese writing on the actual pen too is really cool. Generally, Japanese brush pens are always really well made, and these are really nicely made as well. I love on this part of the brush there's like a dip in it, so it's got a nice position for you to hold it easily. But if you wanted to hold it a little bit higher, then you've got this notch up here as well. This nib is so interesting. So it does flex a little bit when I use it, but it's not like a flexible nib. But it kind of reminds me of, you know, when you were in school and you had those like handwriting pens. It's a really similar nib to that. That's what it really reminds me of. And I absolutely loved writing with those when I was a kid. So these are super smooth to write with. I'd actually like happily use these as like a daily pen to use for like work, if I'm taking notes or anything like that. It's just so easy and smooth. Overall, I really like these pens. And as I said already, I do think they're quite good for beginners. I think you can only buy these as a pack. I don't think you can buy them individually, or at least you can't on the Cult Pen website. However, I definitely say they're worth it just because this colour palette is so nice. Like I said, I really love how it's so different compared to a lot of other colour pen packets that I have. So if you're looking to treat yourself, or maybe it's your birthday coming up soon, then I definitely recommend these. These are so nice to use, and I absolutely love the fact that you've got the brush at one end and the fine tip at the other end. I think these might become my new favourite brush pens to write with, just because of the nib being a little bit stiffer. Like, it just makes it so much easier to write with, and it really suits my style of calligraphy quite well. I hope you found this review useful. I definitely love them, and I think I'm going to be using these a lot more now. And if there's any other pens that you would like me to review too, then yeah, let me know and I will see what I can do. Thank you again to Cult Pens for gifting these to me, and I'll leave a little link in the description below so you can get your hands on these too if you were interested in getting them. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please give it a thumbs up because it makes me happy. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.